Hi everybody, David Dilling from Marksware. And this is a great question from a user on QXPMarkz, or Quark to InDesign, or Quark to Affinity Publisher, or Quark to Idml, Quark to PDF, whatever you're looking for. The Quark Previewer is where it is as well. In any event, this particular question has to do with Quark to InDesign, which that's what most people are using it for since Q to ID has been phased out, our Quark to InDesign plugin. Now everything's done with QXPMarkz, which is a standalone application, which works even without the need for Quark or InDesign. Most specifically InDesign in this case. You don't even need InDesign. Let's read your question and find out more specifically how we can answer it, because it's a good question. Hello, I'm using QXPImport.js script. That's the script I was talking about, which you use within InDesign to convert my QXP files. I will have to convert all of our Quark files in InDesign, i.e. around 450,000 QuarkXPress files. That's a lot of Quark files. So I need to do batch conversion. Can you tell me how to make the converted IDML file not open in InDesign? I just need it created but wish to open it in InDesign. How to change its parameter? Change its setting, I guess. Thanks in advance, sincerely, Kareen. Now, I think where Kareen's getting confused is that those scripts you can install within InDesign are optional. You don't need to use those scripts to make QXP work, to convert Quark files into InDesign files or IDML files. So in her case, you got 500,000 InDesign files, give or take 50,000. I can imagine this is very important. I did a recent video on how you can use AppleScript to help automate the Quark to InDesign conversion. But there's also certain automations built into QXPMarkz, and I'm going to show them to you now. All right, so here we are in QXPMarkz. I have two screens, so I have to look at QXPMarkz once in a while, not you. The scripts that the installer script, which shows up here, under Tools Installer, you can see the script installer. This pops up automatically the first times you open QXPMarkz. That's going to allow you to get within InDesign. That's what Kareen was talking about, the Marksware menu item, just like Q to ID used to have, which QXPMarkz is replacing. So you don't need to use QXPMarkz with InDesign open. So you can do it in a more automated fashion. And there's several ways you can do that. I can take my Quark files. And QXPMarkz is made for a desktop user because you're going to have to many times touch up stuff. I can take my Quark files and I can drop them on QXPMarkz, and it will automatically, as you can see here, I'm going to get covered up by the file info in a moment. It'll automatically give me a file preview and a file information on all the files. Or actually, I'm covering up the file info. Let's get me out of the way. So there you can see all the different files we have open and a preview of them. And we can then open them in InDesign, or we can open them in Affinity Publisher or Acrobat, make a PDF. We can export as PDF or as individual image types per page, or we can just export the text stories, even to HTML if need be, or RTF, stylize all the styles. Now, in the case for Kareen, what you need to do then is go to our advanced preferences under QXPMarkz preferences, and on document open, there's a host of preferences up here you can check out. Automatically open Quark in a specific version of QuarkXPress, automatically do things for the IDML that's created. We create and extract images, for example, and we can do automation. So on export, we can say convert to IDML. IDML is InDesign markup language. That's the interchange file format Adobe uses for InDesign files. So by getting a Quark file to IDML, it's effectively an InDesign file. It'll open now for you in InDesign CS4 higher, right up to the latest 2021. So export to IDML relative to input path, so I can see them in my test folder. I can also choose an absolute path where I can put this to a totally different folder on my directory or my network. I can rename to avoid overwriting. I can suppress enclosed subfolder, and what that does is it puts all the low-res preview images into another folder. And this is useful. You don't have any other image, and just going to be using it for an online, for an emailing. You have everything you need right here. But most people are going to swap out. The original link is in the Quark document that is in the new IDML document that we convert. The original link to the images will be there, so you can automatically get in the high-res images if you have those still. You'll need to address fonts on your own, of course, and you can also close a document automatically once the conversion is done, which we want to do in this case. So now if we do that, I'll suppress and closing. So, well, I won't do that. I'll show you how it works. We'll turn this off. We now take the same test files. I can also do the same with file open. And I can then select multiple files here, select all, Command A on the Mac, open. I'm working on a Windows version, by the way, as well of this product, just so you know, you Windows users. We click open, there it goes, it converts everything. You're going to get the preview here. And you get the file info, but what you're going to see here is what you're going to get after everything has been exported. So it's going to close the window. You can get rid of this warning so you don't see that. And so basically that's it. We don't have to do anything. We could choose 100 files, 1,000 files. You got to make sure your machine is capable of handling this. And then what you get is everything converted here, all the Idml and individual folders with the images from the file. So very handy. Now, if we go back in there, and if I do a command select individual all these new Idml folders, and I trash them, and we go back into QXPMarkz under preferences, and we click suppress and closing subfolder, and we do the same thing again. This time I'm going to drag and drop them onto the interface. Oops. What you get is you'll get the same preview again. Preparing to export, we get the message again that everything's going to be closed. We should probably suppress that. And now what we get in the subfolder is this. You see all of the Idml files are loose from the folders, which some people want because they don't want the low-res images. And you can even suppress those totally if you want to. So now what you get are all the images over here, and you get your files over here. So if we would take this year planner and open it in InDesign, what you see is missing font, but we get all the images are up in there. So if we go to Window Links, you'll see the images. So they're all right up in there. Now, you can, of course, just go back and get the original high-res, swap those out, and then you have everything ready to go. So that's QXPMarkz. It's a great way to not only preview, which is totally free in QXPMarkz, but also convert to Adobe InDesign or other file formats like Affinity Publisher as well. But you can also automate, like Karine asked, by going in the preferences in the automation tabs, and there you can automate to a certain degree. It's not going to do all 500,000 in one go. And Karine, talking to you now in this case, and others with thousands of files, or in this case, 500,000 QuarkXPress files, it's best to get several people on the job, to equip several people with QXPMarkz, to let them do the work. There's going to be some things you're going to have to address as graphic designers. You want to make sure that you have the fonts, you have the images, that everything is converting okay. You're going to keep an eye on things, So doing in batches of 100 or something, or 500 might be the best way to go, and have someone monitoring the process to make sure that it's all going smoothly. So you might want to get QXPMarkz for a few people. We have site licenses available. Contact us on sales@markzware.com, or if you're in France, contact one of our resellers, or in Germany or Netherlands, wherever you are. We have resellers that help you with that. markzware.com/support/resellers. You can see a list of the resellers there. If you don't see your reseller listed there, just give us a call or email us at sales@markzware.com. We'll get you set up with a reseller in your area, or we'll help you directly. So there's no problem. You can get multiple people using QXPMarkz. You can automate things to a certain degree. And if you really want to get into it, we do. QXPMarkz is Apple script compatible. And I'll put up here a link to the video showing QXPMarkz and Apple script, so how you can do that. All right. So thank you. I hope this was helpful. I hope this helps Karine and anybody else out there. I think it was a great question. I've heard people sort of confused in this area with our new product, QXPMarkz. I hope this helps set it straight. If you need more information on QXPMarkz, cruise over to our webpage today. David from Markzware, wishing you a fantastic day. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us on sales@markzware.com. All right, take care.
Just think of all the past and make your time bleed. Our conversion tools are what you really need. It's a fast-moving world, got to keep on the top. With a little help, I'm sure you won't never never have to stop.